There's a question that's been circling around the comic book internet for a little while now. And ever since I first heard about it, well, it's just been rattling around in my head. Can Wolverine actually defeat a Viltrumite in a fight? Logan's the best at what he does. No one's questioning that. But does that also include being able to take down one of the toughest beings in the Invincible universe? Well, today, that's what we're going to try and figure out. In order to answer that question, well, I think that we need to establish a baseline for the Viltrumite race, because I don't think anyone is starting out arguing that Wolverine is defeating the traitor Omni-Man or the Planet Destroyer Conquest, or especially not the God-Man Thrag, at least not yet. That feels like something we need to build to. First, we just have to see if Wolverine can defeat your average Viltrumite warrior. Oh, and I also want to throw a win condition in that the Viltrumites can't simply just remove Wolverine from the battlefield and call it a victory. They can't just toss him up into outer space or throw him into the sun, or heck, drop him down into the ocean and watch him drown in the depths below. Because while that obviously can happen, that's an easy win and not what we're looking for here. Remember, the question isn't if a Viltrumite can defeat Wolverine. We already know they can. It's if Wolverine can defeat a Viltrumite. That's what we're trying to answer. But of course, there are some Viltrumites that are more powerful than others. We clearly see that. So again, trying to find the baseline, well, we're just going to use Invincible and use all the different versions of Invincible. Starting out when he first got his powers, then scaling him up to when he started hitting the gym and getting those gains, and fought against Conquest. Then lastly, when he became the strongest Viltrumite ever, and literally fought Thrag inside the sun. Now, Viltrumites work off this thing called smart atoms. They're molecularly the same as normal atoms, but they give access to all sorts of powers on the atomic level. All heroes have them in the Invincible universe, but the Viltrumites are unique because they actually have smart atoms literally encoded inside their DNA. That's what makes them so stinking powerful. And even Invincible, when he was first starting out, was seriously powerful, and no doubt about it, he physically outclasses Wolverine in every single way. I mean, the very first instance of Mark ever using his powers was him accidentally throwing a trash bag across the Atlantic Ocean, having it land over in England. He's strong enough to level buildings. He can knock out a lot of supervillains with just one or two punches. He even sorta kinda scales to other characters like Omni-Man or Alan the Alien, but is clearly still weaker than both of them in this moment. He's also lightning fast, has no problem flying around at Mach speeds, going from one part of the Earth to another in just a few seconds. And Viltrumites are especially gifted in that their travel speed and reaction speed is directly proportional to each other. So as fast as Mark can fly, he can also move that fast in a fight. The question for Wolverine is that if he can take all the hits from Invincible and last long enough to shank him a few times. In which case, good game, it's all over. And Wolverine has some of the best durability in all of comics, on top of one of the best healing factors in all of comics too. Like for starters, well, his skeleton is covered entirely in adamantium, which means that it's very hard to have him be cut or torn apart. And trust me, plenty of people have tried. It also greatly increases his durability too. Like Wolverine's been kicked clean around the world and just fine. He's taken all sorts of punches and attacks from some of the strongest beings on Earth, ranging from Hulk to Thor to plenty more. And again, he's been just fine. He can take bullets no problem, it really doesn't even faze him. He's able to keep on fighting while being all stabbed up or turned into a pincushion doesn't really do much. He's kept on fighting after having his heart destroyed on multiple occasions. He can heal and come back from literal disintegration. The guy's even survived nuclear bombs several times over. Wolverine is dang near impossible to put down. He might be injured, but Logan is always going to heal from it, and he's always going to come back, no matter what. Basically, Wolverine has enough durability to really take anything that Invincible can throw at him, presuming that Invincible can't punch him into the next state or carry him off into outer space. And from there, well, I think Logan's getting his chance to stab at Mark. Wolverine's claws always work. They're always able to just cut through anything. They're always able to pierce everyone they come across. There's really nothing to suggest that Invincible can resist these claws when so many other super tough people have tried before and failed. So it really then just comes down to speed. While Wolverine is sneaky fast, able to keep pace with street level speedsters like Spider-Man, it's really that Logan's fast and this version of Invincible is that inexperienced. This is a young version of Mark, one who's just starting out on his superhero journey. And considering that Wolverine's tagged people like Gladiator, Thor, even Iron Man, my basic argument is that Wolverine's been there, done that. He's already battled against people who are stronger than Invincible, stabbed at people faster than Invincible. And again, Mark doesn't really have a ton of experience battling people who can kill him with just one good move. I think Wolverine can defeat this level Viltrumite, although it would be a tough fight. And I think it begins to get to be a lot more impossible for Logan as soon as you scale Invincible up to around the Conquest fight. Even just this powerful. Well, the Viltrumite's too much for Wolverine, at least in my opinion. Because for Wolverine, well, the win condition is the same. Show off enough durability to take all of Invincible's attacks and then stab him with those claws. But Invincible's leveled up here and changed the game. For starters, he's way stronger than before this time around, able to lift over 400 tons and level buildings with each of his punches. He's faster than he was before, and has got no problem weaving around attacks and blitzing opponents. But maybe most importantly, Invincible's now shown off the kind of durability to take a whole bunch of lethal attacks and keep on going. I mean, just look at his first fight with Conquest. Look at all the damage he took and kept on fighting. In fact, look at his second fight with Conquest, fighting with his internal organs outside his body. Yes, Wolverine's battled against bigger threats than the city level or country level Invincible. He's challenged the Hulk plenty of times throughout the years. But you actually look at a lot of those fights and you realize that Logan just gets his butt kicked. And that actually plays true for a lot of Logan versus heavy hitters. His healing factor is great, but it's got its limits. We've seen time and time again that Wolverine can just be straight up knocked out by a lot of different brick characters, some of whom are stronger than Invincible, but others are definitely weaker than Mark, still able to knock Logan out cold and overtax his healing factor. And yeah, Wolverine's also tough enough to take some of these hits and keep on going. But that's when Invincible speed comes in and his own durability. He's way faster than Wolverine at this point, has shown that he's got no problem with blitzing his opponents, and is a pretty skilled and lethal fighter himself. he's also tough enough to where anything less than a clean shot to the head isn't putting him down. Invincible is just going to keep on fighting through it. Wolverine is a man who consistently defies the odds, no matter if his opponent is bigger, stronger, tougher, or whatever. Logan is there, never backing down, never giving up, and usually taking down anything standing in his way. You could still argue that Wolverine could win, but that's a massive stretch. Invincible is knocking him out before that happens. And then Invincible at his highest, well, it's just more of the same. Wolverine is forced to trust in his durability and hope for a lucky shot, while Invincible is now exponentially stronger, tougher, and faster than he was even during the Conquest fight. And if he couldn't beat Invincible during the Conquest era, then he's definitely not beating Mark when he's fighting Thrag in the middle of the sun. So, can Wolverine beat a Viltrumite? Yeah, he probably can. Wolverine's regularly managed to punch way above his weight class. His durability allows him to take attacks from Viltrumite level beings on the regular. His claws can slice and dice up anyone, and a lot of Viltrumites are cocky enough to actually let Wolverine land those hits. So yeah, I'm gonna say that Wolverine actually can beat a Viltrumite. It's not likely though. All Viltrumites are easily strong enough to knock Wolverine out or just rip into him. They're way faster than Logan. Wolverine's healing factor can clearly be overworked, and none of this is even talking about the Viltrumites just tossing Logan clean into orbit, a tactic that they kinda use on the regular. So yeah, this is a fun question, and I can see why it's gotten so big. But end of the day, well, I'm betting that a Viltrumite is beating Wolverine more often than not. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below, and be sure hit that subscribe button.